not getting any juice.
I don't know if that's it. Might have to flip that. But...
Now we're getting juice. Sorry about that, folks. Our
I don't know what was wrong, to be honest with you. I think it had enough juice on it.
You know what? This wasn't all the way plugged in.
Well, better reshare it then. I'm not exactly sure where we let off. So, yesterday, down here on Wakuta Street, 400 block of Wakuta. We're going to kind of drive around, show you. A woman was carjacked at knife point.
The stream kept going.
Oh, it did. Good.
YouTube chat is back on.
Can you text Kyle?
Yep.
Your hat looks good. Your hat looks good. Looks good. Reggie, how's it going? What time's the game? What time's the game? Looks like the Saints are playing. St. Paul officers over here working. Anyhow, here's a story we're going to tell you that's kind of a fascinating story, but it's so typical of the crime that we have today. 400 block of Wakuta. Yesterday, a woman is carjacked at knife point. White Malibu, right?
White Malibu.
2018 white Malibu. And so right here we're in the 400 block. We get good pictures actually from those cameras right ahead of us there.
Really good pictures.
Of the suspect. The 7th Street downtown here has got a fair number of cameras. And the woman who, well, Pat, you want to comment on the picture?
You know, the photograph captured the victim really well too. And
with the knife in her face.
With the knife in her face and the look of sheer terror on her face it angers me that this man inflicted this terror on this completely innocent woman.
So the CAT team jumps into service and we're able to find the car and try to track it, monitor it over into Minneapolis. And we see it, we lose it, we see it, we lose it, but after several hours of trying to arrest the guy, we're able to find the car right after he dumps it over by Lake Harriet.
Right in the Linden Hills neighborhood.
What was that, 29th? 29th?
East 43rd.
Maybe.
East 43rd. Right off of Upton.
Yeah, right off of Upton and right just on the west side of Lake Harriet. Cars dumped. And we just missed them. All right?
21.
So we get out, our squads get out to recover the car, and a guy runs up to our squad and says...
I thought he was just coming up to see what was going on.
Yeah. Well, tell the story.
I said, you've got to be wondering what's going on here. He says, I was hoping it was my wife's car. While I was in the hardware store down across Upton, she just got carjacked with a guy with a knife.
Same guy, same knife, carjacks this guy's wife a block away. So he dumps the car. He walks a block away to the hardware store. Is it Upton or Uptown? What do they call it?
Upton.
Upton. Carjacks another woman at knife point. So now you imagine how frustrated we are that we missed the guy and he carjacked another woman.
It had to have been just by moments.
30 seconds.
That we missed
30
him.
seconds. So now we've had 2 carjackings, 2 women with knives, and we don't know where the car is. But as criminals are known to operate, they keep victimizing people until they fail. So he went down to Bloomington and he robbed a woman of her purse. And Bloomington and Richfield pursued the stolen car and pitted the car and arrested the suspect.
Yes, they did.
And our guys went down there to tell them that, hey, this isn't just a stolen car, this was a second carjacked car. So, of course, we were thankful that Bloomington and Richfield would make the apprehension, but it also made sure we didn't go home empty-handed.
Exactly.
And the suspect's name was Jeremiah Malik Green. And clearly, 2 carjackings, purse snatch. Hopefully the system will keep him in jail.
That is definitely the hope.
I'm looking at the picture of him robbing the first woman. Once that case is charged out, we're going to post that picture on our thread, so you can see the moment of the carjacking.
You know, I don't think I mentioned this to you, but when he first told us about the carjacking, the Minneapolis squad car wasn't yet there to take the report, so we were the first ones to actually know about it. And I was talking to the victim over her husband's phone on speakerphone, getting the description of the car and the plate and everything. She was really calm and collected, really quick answers, very descriptive. We got the information out, we got the car recovered, and then I went down to where the Minneapolis officer was taking the report from her.
Yep.
She was given just a really clear, detailed accounting of what had happened to her. But the moment she was done, she broke down crying in her husband's arms. Just
scary stuff. Scary stuff.
A carjacking is a monstrous crime.
Well, one of the things that this case demonstrates is that it crosses the river.
Oh yeah.
You know, that a St. Paul carjacking leads to a Minneapolis carjacking leads to a Bloomington purse snatch. So
it's just all over the place.
It's all intertwined, and that's why I'm so concerned about the trend in Minneapolis. We don't have ShotSpotter here in St. Paul, so we can't compare how many shots are maybe automatic, but we know we have people reporting automatic gunfire.
Yep.
Nothing to the extent of what happens in Minneapolis.
And we're recovering Glock handguns with switches. Which, by the way, virtually all of these automatic gunfire incidents are involving Glocks, because they are the only handgun I'm aware of for which these switches are 3D printed or manufactured overseas.
Good to know. So we're gonna head north here from Como and Rice Street. If we get some calls, we'll run in, but we are gonna tell you about another case that happened this morning. We're gonna wait till we get there to fill you in, but this is a woman was kidnapped this morning in Arden Hills.
If you think the story we just told you is terrifying. You haven't heard anything yet.
And so our investigators have interviewed her. We've been debriefed on it. Tomorrow we're going to issue a public safety press release. But if you have friends that live in Shoreview, Arden Hills area, this is another example that crime can hit anywhere. So we are going to head up that way and give you the description of what this poor woman went through. And hopefully maybe while we're there, develop some clues as to how the suspect got there, what he was doing in that area. So that'll be coming when we get to the suburbs. But for right now, we're going to listen in and see what's happening in St. Paul. Pat, you guys found a stolen up here on Topping today, right?
Yes, we did.
Right off of Western.
Yep, it was
a concern for a person in crisis. 1188 Minnehaha, Avenue East, floor unit.
Nissan Altima was stolen in a burglary
In Minneapolis.
I think that was also roughly in the Uptown neighborhood or Lake of the Isles neighborhood.
Good to know.
And this is everywhere now that these essentially same suspects are expanding their activities.
Yeah.
But and then it did a number of thefts over here in St. Paul in the suburbs. Was spotted at Johnson Parkway and Case and ended up over at Topping and Gaultier.
Yeah, the stolen cars are definitely being used for other crimes. No doubt about it. Beautiful night here, 78 degrees in St. Paul.
And it feels cooler because the humidity's been really low today.
We are, this week sometime, we're going to have a special guest. We're gonna hook up with Lisa Clemens. Now, Lisa Clemens, Don Esther Miller, they're the two leaders in A Mother's Love. They've been fighting crime, trying to get people to put the guns down for some time over there in Minneapolis. They're really two of my favorite people over there. They just keep working. Reverend McAfee is another one. KG Wilson. Those are Trey Pollard. I mean, there's a half a dozen people that are the leaders and trying to quell the violence. I don't know how much help they get from the city, to be honest with you, because that's over in their city, but they deserve as much as people can give them.
And Lisa's doing it now, not only as a civilian and concerned community member, but did it for years as a Minneapolis police officer.
Exactly.
And she has not given up the fight.
Yeah, go on her page and befriend her, Lisa Clemens, and she's got some good posts. And she had a relative that was a victim of this recent shooting last weekend, and her grandnephew, and I think he's doing okay, is what I was told. But one of those victims died. There's still two women that are pregnant women that got shot. We're going to talk to her about what's happening in North Minneapolis. And, over there in North Minneapolis, you have a variety of different gangs. And you have a group, one subset called the Lows, which are everything south of Broadway, and then the Highs, which are the ones north of Broadway. But within each of those subsets, there's other cliques and subsets. So she's going to talk to us about what Minneapolis is seeing in the gang atmosphere. Of course, our Undersheriff Mike Martin, he's an expert on that gang problem too. We'll probably try to get him to weigh in. But those gang members, especially the highs, they do come over here periodically to our side of the river in stolen cars, victimizing others.
You know, and the territory of the highs and the lows is separated only by Broadway. So what that means is a lot of these young men and women went to school together, grew up together, and now they are die-hard enemies.
Is that a Corvette show there? What do you think?
Looks like it.
Well, we just better drive through real quick.
Yeah, we probably should.
We got. It looks like there's some '60s Corvettes here.
364.
We gotta drive through and check out
364.
the '60s Corvettes real quick.
We'll be following the road to Children's. 1840.
I don't know. It looks like a little club here, but you're not gonna see these old Corvettes very often, folks. Oh, there's a Corvair too. What do we got going here?
Oh, it might all be. Is it all Corvairs?
Oh, it might be. It isn't Corvettes, it's Corvairs. Holy mackerel. How many Corvairs you got here? How many old guys you got here? Not enough. You need two more or what? That's pretty nice. That's some nice stuff you got going there. No, we can't park here. What did it keep going around? Around and around.
I want to know if they all had those push-button transmissions.
Okay. Very nice, very nice. You guys are live on patrol. Live on patrol. Hey, Pat has a question.
Did they all have push-button transmissions?
No, they didn't have push button. They have a lever.
Never had push button.
Well,
They didn't.
No, they had a lever.
Lever. Okay.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, Chrysler had a push button.
That's right. Did they all have the lever?
No, only if you had a power glide. If you
Okay.
had a 4-speed, you were on the floor.
Oh, gotcha.
And you had the mystery shifter.
Yeah, then you had the definitely.
I gotta get a better angle for our camera. This is some nice work you got here. Who's that red one?
Bravo 3.
Well, I can get the other ones too. How many miles we got on those? There you go. So what is this, a club or what? Corvair Club?
Second Tuesday of every month.
And you gotta have one to be a member.
No.
Oh.
You got 20 bucks to remember. Right.
Well, a few thousand more people now know about the Corvair Club.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If you want to join, come to Ideal Hall. How often do you meet here?
What was the location?
Every check your license plates to make sure they're not expired.
Yeah. Collector. In the old days, you could only drive collector on Sundays. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was years ago.
A car show or
Yeah.
you're out to sales.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're still, everybody's in the buying.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Same thing.
Copy.
Well, pretty cool. Thanks for letting us enjoy your cars.
Thanks for stopping.
See you guys.
See you guys.
Tell everybody about it.
We did. We just did. What days? Hey, what days do you meet here?
Yeah, the second Tuesday.
Second Tuesday.
Second Tuesday.
Do you have a website? Facebook page, website?
We got a Corvair. We got a Facebook page and a Corvair page.
What is the Facebook page called? Corvair, Minnesota? Well, there can't be too many Corvair pages, right? So they'll find it.
Corvair, Minnesota.
How much does one of these cost if you were to buy one? Not one of these, but if you wanted to get into the club and buy one, what do they cost?
First of all, you don't have to buy one to belong to the club.
Yeah, I got that, but it's you got it to be. You can't. I mean, you'd want one after you're in the club, right?
You can pick one up for.
Price range on them will run from about $3,000 to $20,000.
3 to 20 grand.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm guessing the red one there is closer to 20.
30.
That one there would probably be 20.
I just sold my red convertible automatic
Oh, you did.
for $4,500.
Wow.
It runs like a top.
How's the air conditioning work in these things?
And that yellow one,
Some of these cars do have them.
I know.
yellow one right there has got the best air conditioning
He's
you'll
got air
ever be in.
conditioning
Does
in his
it?
car.
Okay, it's good to know. Do you guys go to the car shows like the Rodders or North St. Paul, or do you have your own North St. Paul?
Yeah, MSRA is a big deal.
Yeah, street
Back
ride.
in the 50s.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
they were just a bunch of guys went up there to Osceola, the air show in Osceola.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And Pine City. What was the other one?
Saturday I was in Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Raffles there with this convertible.
To the point that they get so many of the towns.
Yeah, it's hard to make it all.
Yeah. See, this year's the one I'm favoring.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you
Take
very
care,
much.
guys.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
2478.
Well, that was interesting.
2478, go ahead.
The Corvair Club.
A couple of those were in really sweet condition.
Now, just for the viewers that aren't familiar with Corvair, correct me if I'm wrong. Those are air-cooled engines, right?
I'm not sure. Somebody let us know if they were air-cooled engines. I know Ralph Nader did not like Corvairs for some reason.
360 case number, please.
Well,
360.
we better find out for sure now that I just said I thought they were air-cooled.
Yes, Jack Harp says yes.
Yeah.
Air-cooled.
Thank you.
Air-cooled.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Jack.
I drove one a couple times when I was younger.
2361.
But,
And rear engine.
yeah, I was going to mention that too.
That's the way the original VW Beetles were.
You could have your weight in the back for better traction. But the question is, do you want better traction for the wheels turning or better traction for the wheels directing? You know what I'm saying?
Good point.
You know. What's the song about the Corvair? Come on, help us out, backseaters. I just sang it yesterday.
Corvair song.
Corvair, little. No, it's not the Little Blue Scoop.
Deuce
Scoop. Not that one.
What did you say?
I don't know. I'm trying to
Little
reach it.
Scoop.
Little Deuce Scoop. That's the Beach Boys. But there is a song about a Corvair. Someone's going to have to help us with that. We are now up in the city of Roseville, north of Larpenteur, headed toward Arden Hills. I know there's a Corvair song. Nobody's come up with it yet?
Somebody says there was a Corvette song.
Yeah.
The one I loved back then. Then there's Little Red Corvette.
Here, right here.
Corvair song.
You're gonna have to give me that other plug there. Pull it up on your phone because mine's tied to the car.
Okay, I think this is actually going to be fine now. 1 second.
No, that's okay. Leave it there.
Okay.
Just pull the Corvair song up on your phone. I know there was a Corvair song. Corvairs.
We have another car recording saying that nobody is inside. So.
They're playing it right on YouTube. It just said it.
See if it continues in the feed here. There we go.
Well, thank you very much
Bravo 488.
for telling us about the blank screen.
Bravo 488. Could you put me out on an assistant?
Yeah, I don't know if we got cut off earlier. We were talking about the automatic gunfire in Minneapolis. 171 incidents, 1,800 rounds in the first 7 months of the year, and how that is going to lead to more and more shootings. You just can't fire a whole magazine of 36 rounds, which is what they're carrying, extended magazines, out of an automatic weapon and not end up hurting somebody.
And that's a big part of the problem with them. They are very hard to control unless you're an experienced shooter. And most of these gangbangers out there shooting people are not experienced shooters. And they can't control them.
Well, and just
So they hit
sometimes
up-
that's good.
Sometimes that's
Because
good. Bernal Drive.
Here's some Indian Ivan Wallace, black male, wearing a tan shirt and gray pants.
What's it say out there?
3514 Bernal Drive in Shoreview.
That's right by the railroad tracks there off of Sioux.
Would that be right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a house fire.
Well, it's a house fire.
Yep.
That's not good. Not good at all. Yeah. Not good at all.
Bravo 488. Would you roll that my way?
Walked in this parade a few times. It's a great festival of Slice of Shoreview.
I've never been to it. I've heard it is really good.
Well, and the festival at Island Lake Park is beyond compare. Used to drive over here every single morning when Bobby was going to St. Odelia School here.
In 1,000 feet, turn right onto County Road E.
Bravo 488. Do you want to let me know we can take you to some
Oh, look at it over there.
Oh, wow.
Turn right onto County Road E.
Oops. This is not County Road E. I gotta U-turn around. This is a beautiful development.
Watson Street. In a quarter mile, turn left onto Harriet Avenue. Head west toward
What a beautiful view out there, though. Now you can see the smoke off in the distance there. There's a house fire there. And it looks like a serious fire.
Yeah, it does.
Can they see it from their angle or not?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
I never like it when there's Sioux Street's right down here. The old Burger King. They remodeled this so much now. We just went by the old sheriff's station. The substation for the contract cities was on County Road E for many, many years. And, oh, there we got some fire rings there, huh? So, I see the smoke turning yellow versus the black smoke we saw earlier. That means the fire department is successfully getting some water on it, right? Looks like there's a few other rigs. Here comes another rig pulling up. See some of these firefighters in there getting their gear ready, going in there. We can't really see the house from here, but there are several squads on scene, several firefighters, so Pat and I are going to assume nobody needs us to rescue them at this point.
Yeah, let me take a look at the details here. We've got Excel Energy on the way. The house was evacuated, no residents. Oh, it's under construction.
Okay. Well, that's never good. So, I don't think we're going to get any closer than we are. And it looks like the latest fire rig has caused the street to be blockaded, so we are going out the other way.
Hold on. Looks good, clear.
So you'll see some of these rigs showing up, these guys just getting ready. You can spread that out a little more, Pat, if you want. But majority of the firefighters in the suburban communities are volunteer firefighters. Now, having said that, volunteers, these people are very competent and they're always in training and they're always responding. And all the suburbs now have what's called duty crews. So even if you are a volunteer, you're required to spend time on duty. So most cities will have 2 to 4 to 6 firefighters always on duty, depending on the size of the city or where it is. And so if a fire or an emergency breaks out, they will roll right away. And then the other volunteers will come slightly after the fact.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes they come right to the scene. Sometimes they go to the station and bring another rig. But it used to be all fire departments out in the suburbs were volunteer, but slowly they decided it was in the community's best interest to have some people on duty all the time.
Makes sense.
So the on-duty people are called duty crews, and it's helped professionalize the firefighter response. And there are several different fire departments out in the suburbs. White Bear, Vadnais Fire, Lake Johanna Fire, which crosses more than one jurisdiction, Roseville Fire. Here comes another rig. We'll take a look at the numbers, see where this one is coming from. So, that's Lake Johanna Fire Rig. Lake Johanna. And those probably came from further away over by Arden Hills. all these departments in the suburbs, they help each other out. It's rare to have a major structure fire like that. Thank goodness that no one was living in the house.
You know, back in 1984, my good friend Tom Hollingsworth was married to my cousin Kim.
Yeah.
Was the only firefighter in Robbinsdale Fire Department history to die in a structure fire. And
That's terrible.
Kim and Brandon and Ryan, if you're listening, you all have always been in my prayers.
Right across the street here is Station 4 from the Lake Johanna Fire Department. You'll see there's actually, there might be some more firefighters. All the rigs are gone. But some of those firefighters might even be reporting in. So what they need to do is they need to have coverage in case there's something else somewhere else too. Whereas a multiple fire situation is one of the worst. $343 firefighters perished on 9/11, 21 years ago. 343 running into the towers.
The worst attack on American soil in history. More people died on 9/11 than died at Pearl Harbor.
You did a nice post on your page regarding the Pennsylvania crash.
Yeah, Tom Burnett. The transcript of the conversation between Tom Burnett
His wife.
and his wife, as they came to realize it wasn't a hijacking for any other purpose than being a suicide mission to murder Americans.
So we're gonna feature some of the Minneapolis leaders here. A lot of our viewers are from Minneapolis, and even though we patrol the east part of the metro, we can't deny that what's happening over there
No, we can't.
impacts us. So we're on the border between Shoreview on the east and Arden Hills on our right on the west, and tomorrow we'll issue a press release, but you're gonna get it first here as to what happened early this morning.
And by the way, folks, the feed not scrolling on the comments not scrolling on the live feed is not an issue at our end. It's an issue with Facebook, just so you know.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, all right, here. So we're on Northwood Street, and of course there'll be some people don't like having the truth, but the truth is the best way to. Right out just north of Red Fox here, the truth is the best way to combat problems. So. $3,900 Northwoods. There's a Health Partners clinic over here. I'm not going to mention the business that this woman worked in, but in this building here at 3900. 7:30 in the morning. We're probably not actually going to go in, but just to give you some perspective. 7:30 in the morning. Underground parking. In one of the safest communities in the country. Right here. Arden Hills, Minnesota, statistically one of the safest in the country. Per capita crime. Sheriff's office serves this jurisdiction. A woman is approached near her parking spot and confronted by a man with a gun. I'm not going to go into all the details. All you need to know, she was not sexually assaulted. She was kidnapped, however, and taken to Minneapolis, forced to drive to Minneapolis at gunpoint in order to withdraw money from banks.
Bravo forwarded.
Across the street here is the Spring Hill Suites.
Assisted. Back on COT.
Quality hotel. We have had some occasional problems next door, though, with the Quality Inn Suites. Where the suspect came from, we do not know at this point. But we are going to figure it out.
We're going to figure it out. He is going to be held accountable.
So, taken at gunpoint over to Minneapolis, forced to withdraw money on credit cards.
164.
Thankfully not sexually assaulted. Thankfully.
You heard this call. Report.
And tomorrow morning, about 12 o'clock, we will put out a press release covering this incident, giving a description of the suspect. And,
Condo says 2368 Hampton. Key violation. Caller says child's father.
I don't think there's been a kidnapping at gunpoint in Arden Hills.
Not that I ever recall.
Not so maybe Ming Sin Shu. You know?
Right.
166. 166.
I don't even know if this is open. It doesn't look like it's open, does it? Maybe not.
Clear.
Not
Report.
sure.
We'll go with 164.
And just for those of you naysayers out there, rest assured our experienced investigators have told us that the victim is 100% credible. 100%.
There's absolutely no doubt this occurred exactly the way she said it occurred. Do everything we can to bring justice to her as quickly as possible. But justice we will bring.
So, what do we got here? Employment place?
5183.
Just gonna ask, just because we will be knocking on doors. Hey, what do they do here? Is it what is this building?
183.
I'm not sure.
746 Concordia.
You estimate
911. Call.
For paint it?
Premiums. One has
You don't know what they do? All right. Thank you.
Take care.
Good luck.
21 meters of 746 Concordia.
Copy.
Rev Spring. Obviously, our investigators are already in the process of knocking and talking and grabbing video of the area. It's the first thing we do after getting to the victim is find all video surveillance, try to identify places that people might have come from. no secret that Minneapolis has had far many more carjackings than us. But Pat, why don't we read that? We just got another one in Minneapolis that they just notified us of.
This is 1800 block of Elliott Avenue at 3:18 p.m. was a carjacking at gunpoint. At 3:27 p.m. in the 1900 block of 2nd Avenue South, a carjacking at gunpoint. At 3:32 p.m., a carjacking at gunpoint at 28th and Pillsbury.
Which, by the way, is exactly where you found that other car. I forgot to mention that other car that you guys found on Pillsbury in Carmel yesterday in the parking ramp.
Oh, right.
Or was that the day
Right.
before?
That was yesterday. That was the
earlier.
that was the Volvo XC90.
Right. How's it going?
Watching you guys live right now.
All right, thank you. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. So what do we got here for businesses? Top case.
Corporate housing, furniture leasing.
Yeah, our investigators will be out here knocking on all these doors tomorrow to figure out who frequents. So this is right, because right here you're seeing this 1235 Northwood is right across the street from the entrance to the private parking on 3900. Yeah, this is 1235 Red Fox.
Well, thank you, Mary Lee. That worked for all who have been having problem with that the chat feed. Hit overview and then go back to live chat. You may have to do it periodically, though.
What do we got here? Line X, protective coating. There's a reason the suspect was here.
Mm-hmm.
It'll all make sense when we're all done. But there's definitely a reason. Obviously there's some business trucks in here, right, Pat? Let's go take a look at what they are. Sometimes it's not unusual for an employee of a business nearby to get drugged up and get a little goofy. We're not saying that's the case here, but obviously there's a whole slug of pest control trucks here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing the Quality Inn is not open yet.
Doesn't look like it.
This would be a relatively long hike over to the 3900 building compared to those shops that are right over there. Nothing more terrifying than being kidnapped at gunpoint, taken somewhere not knowing what the true intentions are.
It's horrifying.
Top crime. Top crime for the sheriff's office right now. Number one priority.
Absolutely.
Solve this one.
CAT unit just recovered a stolen motorcycle.
Go this way. Although I don't think the road's open, but so there's your crime update. One suspect commits 2 carjackings. and purse snatch yesterday, successfully apprehended, but he would not have been apprehended if the departments weren't willing to engage in vehicle contact methods. So that's one of the reasons it is important to continue to pursue suspects so they're not out there carjacking people at knife point.
You can't just let people continue on committing violent crimes without making any effort to apprehend them.
Right. So we're going to try to go live with Lisa Clemens tomorrow from Minneapolis. Get her blow by blow of everything going on over there. We'll update you on this particular criminal activity. By the way, for those of you who are wondering, Lexington is now open from 694 to County Road E, which it hasn't been for a long time.
And I found that out the hard way when I went to Trader Joe's about a month ago.
Yeah. It's it is open.
You go ahead, Kim.
So come back to Cub, come back to Devani's, come back to Subway, come back to Target, come back to Arby's. They're all open again. Well, go enjoy your evening. We just wanted to update you on a couple significant happenings, and we don't know who the mayor is going to select. We know that the interviews were done. Have you seen anything else on that?
I have not.
Of course, right on the heels of that will be the selection of the St. Paul police chief later on. Those are all important decisions. We didn't, sometimes people call us and ask us who we think is best. Well, it happens a lot, to be honest with you. And we've been struggling with how to, we're not going to use Live on Patrol to support or endorse specific candidates. But Pat and I might, when we do support someone, we'll put them on our personal pages.
Yes,
so
indeed.
You can always find out what we're thinking about candidates that support public safety on our personal pages. I don't think we've done that. But I think rather than answering questions constantly, who's the best for this, we will probably post them on our personal pages, but not discuss them on the Live on Patrol page, which is, we want to keep this as non-political as possible. Any election year, it's almost impossible. There's a Dairy Queen, Pat.
That looks like a pretty snazzy Dairy Queen.
Yeah, I like that Dairy Queen. Lake Josephine. The beautiful Lake Josephine. You know, I get jealous when people are out walking around the lake. We gotta find time to do more walking.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
But it makes me feel good that they feel safe enough to do so.
Yes, amen. Amen, amen, amen. We are interviewing some candidates, laterals, to come and work with the sheriff's office. One of them is a Roseville police officer who shall remain nameless.
Okay.
I don't think it's any secret, but we're trying to recruit top-notch police officers from other agencies. We got some from St. Paul. We got them from all over the state of Minnesota that put an application in and want to come work here.
Love it. Well, let me assure you, all applicants, it's a great place to work, and it's a great man to work for. And the entire command staff is great to work for.
We got a good crew. Steve Linder is our new public information officer. If you don't follow our Sheriff's Department Facebook page, you should, because our new PIO, he posted yesterday or today, he's doing a great job. He's going to have more frequent posts there on our Facebook page. Steve Linder is a great guy, worked for St. Paul, worked for Commissioner Harrington. We snatched him away. And we're very lucky to have him, huh?
Very much so.
What a gentleman. Nice person. Nice person. Oh, by the way, we had our budget presentation to the county board today. As a matter of fact, you can go online at Ramsey County and you can watch it. Make sure you got some food and some alternative viewing, something to read, because budget hearings are never that interesting. But 2 hours from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock in front of the county board, and our lead presenter was Smartest Man, Kyle Meestead. Did a wonderful job. I spoke, Methuselah, Finney, but Kyle Meestead was our lead presenter and just did an awesome job. If anything, watch the presentation for him. And we talked a lot about jail overcrowding and how we need a solution. And we're going to have a workshop on jail overcrowding on December 13th. December 13th. So, to address the issue. So that, you can always look that up on the Ramsey County website, the meeting, workshop on the budget, sheriff's office. John Choi went earlier today. But there's some interesting nuggets in there. But try not to fall asleep. Try not to fall asleep. All right, well, I think we're going to sign off here, Pat. There's not a lot going on. We got all the radios on. We covered what we needed to cover. And go to Lisa Clemens' page and take a look at what she posts there. She posted something kind of cute the other day. She ran into some disrespectful youth.
Imagine that.
Disrespectful to her, which was amazing, but I think this was on the heels of hearing the ones that I ran into last Thursday. And she said she was channeling her Liam Neeson from the movie Taken. What she wanted to say was, I have skills that I've developed over a very long career. Skills that are a nightmare to people like you. Now, she didn't say that, but I thought that was pretty cute. What she was thinking.
Right.
And that's because Lisa has her background as a law enforcement officer. But she just let it ride out, as she always does. We respect her self-discipline. We certainly do. If anything happens in the next 15 minutes, we'll come back on live if there's something very interesting. But just rest assured, we can't let Minneapolis deteriorate.
No.
We're going to have to figure out a way.
If Minneapolis goes, so goes the Metro.
There you have it.
All right, folks, thanks for being with us. We will see you tomorrow, late afternoon, early evening.
Or it could be Thursday, too. Because I'm not sure when she's going to be available.
Okay. So thanks for being with us, folks. Keep being kind, okay? Take care.